Hello friends, now I'm going to tell you more about details. Slide to the left on the model. You can see here details. In this menu you can see a lot of information about the model, firmware, some tests, also different options and servers adjustment. So let's start with the name. So you can see here you can rename it. So now timer would change the name, but to apply this you should go back and restart timer by holding the button 7 seconds. Also you can shut it with the shutdown button. So you can see now my timer renamed. So let's go back to details. Here we can see firmware version. Every time we make new release of FX12 application in the App Store, we usually add a new firmware, and FX application would automatically ask you to update, and would be possibly to make wireless firmware update. I will show you about it in next video. Here is also test menu. So here you can see live sensor, altitude, accelerometer, GPS. There is no GPS coordinates now because I'm in the concrete building. Hook sensor, so you can see hook sensor and voltage of battery, and also possible to make some actions like buzzer, some check LED, transmit telemetry, simulate program start, and also silent mode. Quite helpful if you work at home. Then options, LED flight, you can turn on or turn off. Safety altitude, it is the altitude when stop server would DT if something goes wrong. Also here is hook settings, a lot of hook settings. As I described in the first video, we have rotation sensor on the hook, and it measures angles. So all angles goes from 0. So we usually calibrate it by holding hook forward, then tap on this line and accept this angle. So since now a hook calibrated, and Ola angle as well as circle angle would be calculated from this 0. Possibly to change G load, we recommend not to use less than 14. So better 14 or 16. Also here is an option for server. Open close position, you can see all server move immediately from the application, so it's all leave. Also you can change start end position, period, in milliseconds, and reverse the server. And another menu is servers. Here you can see enabling the servers. It means that you can choose 3 or 4 2 servers that would be displayed in the main program. So I usually use on Flapper 4 and another model 3 because 4th server not needed. So let's keep it. Okay, let's make it 3 just to see. So now you can see that the last column left flap hidden, so it's useful for normal models. So I would enable for again. And here you can see setup for each server. So first line is the name of the server that displayed in the main program. Then comes range of the server, start and end position, so you can move it according to your band mechanism, for example, reverse and period. Also you can choose, if you have winkle stick, you can use servo values from 0 to 255, or if you measure it, measure model with the winkle stick, you can use angle. Here is a graph. So this is menu used for measuring with winkle stick. I will tell you more about it in the next video. And there is power save. If it is on, the servo would be switched off in 2 seconds after movement. So if it is on, so server would be under power all the time. And the last menu is names. Here you can rename all steps. So from the left you can see the name of line, and on the right you can see the short name of each line. That would be displayed in main program, not to take a lot of space of this on the screen. So that's it. Thank you for your attention.